Hello guys, and today we are going to discuss about scenario based Linux interview questions with answers. And today is day 4, and last 3 days we cover the basic, mid level and advanced related Linux related interview questions. That is very important for each and every DevOps engineer if you are going to attend any kind of interview. So in today we are going to cover all the scenario based questions, whatever command we have covered. So in this section we will try to implement the based on the scenario. Okay, so first question is, you need to find out why a server is running slowly and what step you would take if your server is running very slow. So if I'm going to attend this incident, then what I will do, first of all I will check the stats of the server. Okay, stat in the sense CPU, memory, disk uses, network activities, logs. These things I will try to check. So first, for checking the system log, what I will do, system load, what I will do, I with the help of top command, rstep top command, to I will identify the processes which is consuming high CPU or memory. And for disk uses, I will run the df-h command to check for full partitions and IO top for IO bottlenecks. Okay, and next command I will check for the network connectivity related things, net state and if top, to identify the abnormal network usage as we discussed in earlier videos. And for analyzing the system log, what I will do, the system log path is slash var slash log slash syslog. Okay, or the hardware related messages I will check in var log messages. Okay, and I will try to find out the unusual activities in the logs. Okay, if any would be there, based on that I will take the decision. And for memory related things, what I will do, I will try to check the memory uses, how much memory is available, if our swap space is properly utilizing or not. Okay, so these steps I will take to troubleshoot the first issue. And second question is, a user home directory is filled up with disk space on the root partition. How would you resolve this? First of all, we have to understand, whenever we are creating any user, that user having a default home directory. Okay, you can see here the home directory rely on slash home slash the username. Okay, you can see here I have logged in as a DevOps codex user. The home directory of this user is this. Okay, so it is consuming the disk space, whatever file you will store inside this. Okay, whatever file you will store inside this home directory, it will be consume the disk space of your root. Okay, so for identifying that, what I will do, I will check du-sh the home directory list. Whatever users will be there, I will check all the users home directory and communicate with the users. Suppose I find out this user home directory is consumed lot of disk spaces, I will communicate to this user and ask him to archive or delete the unnecessary files. Okay, and if still we are not able to clean up that space, what I will do, relocate the user's home directory to another partition with more space and update in slash etc password file. So you can see here all the information related to users stored in slash etc password file. You can see here the home directory of user. Let's talk about the DevOps codex. The home directory of this user is this. If you want to change the home directory of this user, just edit this file and change the path of this. Okay, rather than putting in root directory, root partition, just try to uh, change with the another partition where you have uh, enough disk space. And second and the fourth one, what you can do, enable the disk quota to prevent this is in further. Okay, if y- if you want to restrict the disk space uses at the user level, you can set the quota. Okay, next question is you need to secure a web server against common vulnerabilities. What measure would you take? uh, Common vulnerabilities in the sense, suppose if any web server Apache or Nginx you are running and you are facing some vulnerabilities like attacks or something, okay, malicious activities. So what you can do, first of all, make sure you whatever web server you are using, that software should be up to date. Second one, firewall. Configure the firewall, OS level firewall like IP tables or firewall D to allow only necessary traffic. Make sure your web server should be TLS or SSL certificate to be enable the HTTPS. Make sure HTTPS should be enabled, SSL certificate should be configured. Disable the unnecessary modules. Suppose you are using Apache web server having so many modules, make sure unused module should be disabled. Fifth one, limit the permissions, restrict the document root file. Document root in the sense whatever code you are shoving via the web server, make sure it should have the limited permissions. The document by default document root should be slash where cd slash var html. Okay, this is the default path where all the document file is stored. In case of Apache you can change the document path. So make sure whatever document root in the sense like whatever html or php or whatever files will be there, make sure it should have the limited permissions. And uh, And last one, OS level, if you are using Apache web server or Nginx, you can use the mod security. Mod security is the Apache module which makes sure like your web application, it will works as a web application firewall. You can create the different kind of rules. Suppose you want to protect from the SQL injection, you can create the rule, and whatever rejects pattern will be there, if you want you can create the rule, and based on that you can restrict your uh, unusual activities. Okay, next scenario is related to SSH. The SSH service on server is being targeted by the brute force attacks. What step you will take to mitigate this? Brute force attack is nothing but someone is trying to crack your username and password while trying multiple time with the different combinations. Okay, for checking that, what the measures you can take to prevent this, what kind of measures you can take. First, change the default SSH port. For changing the default SSH port, the file would be /etc sshd underscore config. That is the file where you can change the port of SSH, and you have to restart the SSH service. And while logging to the server, what you have to do, you have to pass the port number so that it should understand, yeah, you are trying to do the SSH in that server via the custom port. Okay, use the key based authentication and disable the password login, because key based authentication is very secure way. It's work on the IDRSA kind of thing. Okay, public keys stored on the server and private key user. As a administrator, we are keeping on our local, like in form of PEM key or PPK, and we are connecting via the different kind of tools. And third measure what you can take, restrict the access to specific IPs using firewalls. Okay. In case of you can take the example of EC2 instance. What we are doing, we are restricting our inbound and outbound traffic. Okay, inbound traffic in the sense for SSH we are allowing for a specific IP. If you are using any VPN, you can use that. Otherwise, if you are not using a cloud-based EC2 instance or any server, what you can do, you can use the IP tables or firewall D OS label firewall. Okay, and last fourth one is if anyone is trying to like multiple time trying to log in, and that logging attempt is failing, what you can do, you can install the fail to ban to block the repeated failed login attempts. Okay, and next scenario is you need to automate the backup of a directory to a remote server. How would you do that? Suppose if we have one remote server and we want to automate from our local, we can use the rsync command. Okay, with the rsync command, rsync, what rsync will do, it will go to the server and try to log into the server and took the backup and store in our source directory. You can automate such kind of things with the help of cron tab. Okay, for scheduling for the particular time or particular day, so that whenever this event will be triggered, it will go on that server and log into that server and create your backup. Okay, use the ssh key for the passwordless authentication. Okay, and uh, second question is also there. Next question is like a critical server has crashed. A critical service has crashed and wouldn't restart. What step do you take to troubleshoot and resolve this issue? So first of all, if any service has been crashed, we have to check the status of the service. For checking the status of the service, systemctl status followed by the service name, we can pass the command and check the status of the service. And still, this service status is showing failed or something. With the help of generalctl -u followed by the service name, you can analyze the logs and validate the configuration file from the error. We have to make sure the configuration file should be error free. Okay, and check the missing dependencies. If any dependencies would be there, try to install them and restart your service. And how you will restart the service? With the help of systemctl restart followed by the service name, then you can restart the service. For checking the syntax, there is some command is there, httpd hyphen srt something is there, or nginx hyphen t is there to check the syntax. Okay, next important scenario is so many interviewers ask like your server's time is out of sync, causing issue with the application. How do you fix that? Suppose you launch an application, one EC2 instance, and that EC2 instance time zone is different from your local time zone. How you will fix that? So for that, what we have to do, install the NTP or cronny for the time synchronization and sync the time manually. Okay, and enable the time start and time syncing service. Okay, why we are enabling any service? If you want to make any service should be start automatically at the time of reboot of your server, that time we are enabling any service. cron cronid is the service. Okay, for time synchronization. Okay, and some cloud based things is also there, you can check it from Google. Okay, and the next scenario is you need to create a new user and ensure they have no shell access. How would you do that? While creating the users, what we are doing, we are assigning some shell. You can see here, this is the users. Okay, here what the shell they are using, slash bin slash sh. And here for DevOps codex user, they are using the bash shell. Okay, And if you don't want to assign any kind of shell, you can pass the user with the uh, user has been no login. So then if user will try to log in, uh, e- the user wouldn't be able to log in because the cell is no login. Okay, sorry. Yeah. And after changing the cell, what you have to do, you can check in slash etc password file. This is the slash etc password file which I was showing. Next scenario is like your service is running out of memory. Sometimes what is happening in production environment, our service is running out of memory and starting to swap heavily. What action would you take? So in such a case, identify the memory hanging process using the top or step command. With the help of top command or step command, we have to identify the memory hanging process. And mm, if we have any service, unnecessary service that is consuming high memory, we can, if we can restart or stop it, try to do that. And if still it is not resolved, then try to add the temporary swap space. For creating the temporary swap space, what we are using for locate hyphen l and size of the swap file. Okay, and change the permission of the swap file and make the swap and turn on the swap. This is the step to create the temporary swap space. And investigate the root cause and optimize the memory usage. If suppose you find out any service which is consuming more memory, try to try to optimize with the help of developers. What we are doing, we are identifying that service and checking with the developers. Suppose any java based application you are running, so once you will hit the top command or step command, with the help of that you can check like which application is consuming more, which process is consuming more memory. We can contact to that developers. Might be there would be some memory leakage that can be solved by the developers. Okay, because the code is written by the developers, so we are only identifying and informing to other team members so that they can take the action based on that. Sometimes if any application, java based application, is taking too much memory or cpu, at that time we are taking the heap dump of the application. Heap dump is nothing but will uh, it will be store all the stats in the sense how which process or thread is consuming how much memory and how much time it is taking. It will be stored in a dump file, and the dump file we are sharing with the developer so that developer can easily identify based on checking the logs. Next important scenario is 10 number is like you need to restrict a user's disk usage. How would you implement this? Restriction of user disk usage in the sense, suppose we have 100 GB of disk, we want to restrict a user which can use only 50 GB of disk space. For that, what we are doing, we are enabling the disk quotas. Okay, for enabling the disk quotas, we have quota on kind of command, and we are setting the disk quota for the users and assigning a specific set of space to that users. In that way we can resolve this issue. Next question is like a service needs to restart and boot. How do you ensure this? As we discussed earlier, systemctl enables followed by the service name. What it will do, it will be enable your service at the boot level. When you are rebooting your server or system, that time it will make sure while coming up, OS is coming up, that time it will be come with your service should be running. Okay, And next one is very important question. So many interviewers ask such kind of questions. Okay, your web server is showing 502 bad gateway error. What step you will take to troubleshoot this? This is the very common error when we are configuring the we are dealing with the web applications. That time we are facing such kind of issue. Check the web server logs. First of all, if you are getting any kind of error, don't forget to check the logs. And all the logs relies in where log and service name. Okay, and if developers define some custom log path, okay, that things also you can check in that custom path. Suppose Laravel store the logs inside the storage folder. Okay, so their application logs used to come. Okay, and verify the upstream services is running and accessible. Make sure your nginx or apache service is up and running. And for checking the configuration in above question, we were talking about check the configuration file syntax, whether it is correct or not. Then for checking that, we have command like nginx -t. It will check the syntax kind of things. And try to restart if you can restart, but in production frequently we are not restarting any services without taking the permission of our lead or uh, uh, the concerned person, like who will be the owner of that person, that application. We are taking the permission from them, then we are taking such kind of steps. And next question is, you need to schedule a recurring task to clean up the temporary files. How do you do that? For clean up the temporary files, what we are doing, we are running the manual command like rm-rf and the temporary file path. Okay, rf in the sense we are uh, passing the flag like -r in the sense recursively, f means forcefully. And what it will do, it will be remove. Rm means remove. Okay, remove. And where it will be removed, whatever path you are defining. If you want to clean up the files on recurring basis, what you can do, you can schedule the cron job to automate such kind of task. And you can write the shell script, same command you can write in shell script, so that whenever uh, whatever time you are defining in cron tab, okay, it will be run that script at that particular time interval. Okay, and next question is, you need to compile and install the software from source. What step do you follow? For installing the software, we have uh, two kind of way. First one is with the help of rpm or some command. Directly we are installing the packages. Okay, so what it is doing, it is downloading the packages from the repository or whatever locally it is available, it is installing. And second one is the with the help of source code command. Suppose you want to customize the version of your application, then in such a case you can download the source code from the repository or official documentation, and extract the tar file. Okay, and after extracting, just run these following command. We are compiling and we are hitting the make and make install, and verifying the installation while checking the version of that service. And last question is, you need to find and kill the all processes started by the specific user. How do you do this? As we know, with the help of ps-u followed by the username, you can find out all the processes run by the users, the specific user. And with the help of pkill command -u followed by the username, you can kill all the processes which is created by the user, that is specific user. Okay, this is also a very important question. If you guys are attending the interview, try to go through this all the 15 questions. Might be you can face such kind of questions, because for checking the real time experience, interviewer is asking such kind of questions so that they can cross check whether you have genuine experience or not. So if you are replying in that way, so that you can prove them, yeah, I have real time experience. Everyone is not getting chance to work on each and every command, but by knowing these troubleshooting steps, you can prove yourself like, yeah, I know, I have knowledge about it, so that interviewer will be also make sure like, yeah, I'm hiring the good candidate. So thank you guys, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. And one more thing, if you like this video, try to hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed my channel, please subscribe my channel for this kind of interesting content. Thank you guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye.